बच्चों, welcome to Fun Scholar Academy. So today we are learning about plant reproduction lecture number 2. In the previous lecture we have learned about parts of flower, how pollination takes place in flower, what is pollination, types of flower and how is seed is being formed from a flower. So today onwards we will learn that what is seed and how seeds are converted into new seedlings. Okay, so let's begin our lecture. Growing plants from seeds. First, let us read. Plants produce many seeds. Do they? Yes, they do produce many seeds. But do all the seeds grow into a plant? No, ma'am, not all seeds grow into a plant. Okay, why? Why every seed does not grow into a plant? Because for growth of a plant, you have to satisfy some conditions. Yes, you have to satisfy some conditions. If those conditions are not being met, the plants won't grow into a new plant. Suppose you take a seed and keep it in your desk or table in your room or a container for years and years. It will never grow into a plant. Suppose you take a seed and just dip that seed in water. Okay, and you keep it for 10 days. Okay, it will not grow into a plant. Now if you just take the glass of water and keep it in the sunlight for the whole day, okay, along with water, it will never grow into a plant. Suppose you keep the seed open in the air for years, it will never grow into a plant. So for a seed to grow into a plant, there are some conditions. Right condition. Only those seeds which get the right conditions and grow into a new plant. So what are the conditions? Firstly, the seed should be healthy. What does healthy here means? The seed should not be damaged from any insects or from any external injury. Okay, the seeds should be healthy. Second, the seed should get the right amount of soil. Now, why is soil necessary? Because soil contains what? Minerals. And from soil, the roots take the minerals to the plant, which is very necessary for their growth and development of a plant to form a bigger tree. That is why they need soil and minerals from the soil. Third, they should need what? Water, air, light and warmth. But that should be in right proportion. ये नहीं कि सिर्फ पानी दे दिया, वाटर और सनलाइट दिया ही नहीं, ये नहीं कि सिर्फ सनलाइट में रख दिया, पानी और सॉइल दिया ही नहीं, तो यह नहीं चलेगा. You have to provide everything in right amount. Okay, not too much, not too less. Okay, then only a seed will grow into a new plant. So first point is what? The seed should be healthy and strong. Second, it should get the proper amount of soil, and the soil must contain minerals. Why? Because those minerals are very much essential for the plants to grow. And third is right amount of water, air, sunlight, and fourth is warmth. Okay, right? I hope you have understood this page. Now next. So, what is a seed? See, almond seed, kaju, pista, chia seeds, so many types of and other seeds are there. So what is seed? Seeds are nothing but the smallest part of the plant that grows into a baby plant when right amount of conditions are being provided to it. Right? So let's read. A seed is the smallest part of the plant. Exactly, it is the smallest because it remains within the fruit and it is generally smaller than rest of the plants. Okay, so seeds are the small part of the plant that can grow into what? A new plant. It contains what? A baby plant inside it and also stores food to help it grow when the right conditions are made. And what are the right conditions? Right conditions are proper amount of water, air, light, warmth, and proper soil, because soil contains what? Minerals, right? So what is seed? You have understood. Seed is such part of a plant that grows into a new plant. Why is seed important? Because seed stores the baby plant in it and it has the food for the growth of the plant, right? For the growth of the developing plant. So that is why seed is very necessary. Now we have to know how it stores food. Okay. So for that we have to know the structure of a basic seed. So let us see structure of seed. Firstly, see, the seed has a outer covering which is purely dark green in color. So this outer covering is known as seed coat. Why seed coat? We wear coat to protect ourselves from harsh weather conditions. Okay. Similarly, the plants have this seed coat to protect themselves from, obviously, from weather, from various agents, or from any external injury. Okay. So it acts as a cover, as a protective cover. So that is why seed coat is necessary. Seed coat is the outer protective layer that keeps the seeds safe and intact so that the baby plant can grow if the right conditions are made. Often you find the seeds to be hard in nature. Why? So that it is being protected. Okay. Now embryo. The baby plant inside the seed is known as embryo. So which one is the baby plant? Now you see, this is the green color of the plant and this is the white color part of the plant. So this green color of the plant, in future it develops shoot, and in the starting state this is known as pimule. In the starting stage, this is known as pimule. Okay, so pimule forms shoot, and from shoot, stems, leaves, and ultimately big tree is being formed. Okay, and this lower part, which is white in color, it is known as radicle. This forms the future root. Okay, and this part, the larger part, is written over here as cotyledon. Cotyledons are nothing but the stored food for the baby plant. Cotyledons are nothing but the stored food of the baby plant. So in the previous slide, we have seen that it stores food. So this stored food is what? Nothing but the cotyledon. The stored food is nothing but the cotyledon. The other name of cotyledon is stored food. Stored food means cotyledon. Okay, understood? And this is the seed I have just shown you. It has two parts. One part grows downwards and form root, that is known as radicle, and the upper part grows into shoot. Okay, so in the starting state it is known as pimule. This forms shoot and radicle forms root. Okay, and the stored food inside it is known as what? Cotyledon. And the outer covering of the seed, which acts as a protective covering, is known as what? Seed coat. Seed coat. Okay. So here kaju, almond, pista, what we are basically eating? We are eating the stored food of the plant. So kaju is nothing but cotyledons of kaju seeds. Okay. Almond, it has a seed coat also, and inside it has cotyledons. Okay. Pista also same. So now you understand basically why do we eat seed? We eat the stored food of the plant for our nutritional need. The stored food is full of nutrients. That's why they are being kept there for the use of the baby plant, and instead we eat that for our health benefits. Okay? Now next. Cotyledon, I have already told you, the part of the seed that stored food for the growing plant is known as cotyledon. Now, these cotyledons are of two types. Okay. First, I have one container. Okay. I have stored some food in it. In another scenario, I have two containers. Okay. So the amount of food, if I count here, in comparison to one container, two containers contain more food than one container. Similarly, cotyledons are of two types. One contains only one seed and another contains two cotyledons. If you open that one seed, just like in the previous slide, just see, this was a bean seed. I opened it. It is showing two cotyledons here. Cotyledon number 1, cotyledon number 2. So if I open this, it is containing only two. It is showing two cotyledons. But there are some plants which has only one cotyledon. Best example is corn, rice, wheat. They have only one cotyledon. Okay. Now let's proceed. What is the story of this cotyledons? Okay. If the number of cotyledons is 1 in case of a plant, then those plants are known as monocot plants, and the seeds they form are known as monocot seed. Mono means one. Okay? Mono means one. And dicot, di means two. Therefore, they will have two cotyledons. Okay, the seed will have two cotyledons. Monocot, one cotyledon. Dicot, two cotyledons. Example of monocot are rice, wheat, corn, even grass. This is very important. They often ask you, grass is monocot plant or dicot plant? The answer will be, it is a monocot plant. An example of dicot plant you have seen in your daily life: pea, bean, gram. They are what? Dicot plant. Even mango. I hope you have understood what is monocot and what is dicot. Now let's just read the difference. Monocot, dicot. Meaning mono, I have told you just now. Mono means it has one cotyledon. Di means two. Therefore, it has two cotyledons. Examples I have told you: corn, rice, wheat in case of monocot. And in case of dicot, pea, gram, then rajma, beans, everything comes under dicot. Now cotyledon function. Just now I have told you if you have two containers, the amount of food will be more. But if you have only one container, the amount of food in comparison to this will be less. Right? So in monocot, there is only one container. So what do you think? The amount of food will be more or less? Obviously, ma'am, the amount of stored food in case of monocot is less. See, it stores less food. But in case of dicotyledons, they have two cotyledons. That is why the amount of container here is more. So the amount of food will be more. Okay. Now leaf pattern of monocot plants. This is very important. Leaf pattern, number of cotyledons, examples and types of root. So you please do take a screenshot of this difference because questions do come from this slide often and it is very important for your Olympiad and also for your class level. Okay. Now leaf pattern. See, you have studied about the structure of leaf. So you know that leaves sometimes they have, if this is a leaf, the bad drawing. Okay. Suppose this is a leaf. Okay. You have seen it to have this kind of veins within it. It forms a branching or network like structure in case of dicot plants. So this type of plant venation in the leaf is known as network like venation, or the other name is reticulate venation. Okay. But leaf over here, best example you can see in banana leaf. This is a banana leaf. This is known as parallel venation. What is parallel venation, ma'am? When one line runs in the similar way to the previous line, or they both run in the same way or same direction, are known as parallel. See, after this vein, the second vein runs in the same way like the first one. But here the venation is different from one another. So this type of venation is known as parallel venation. Okay? And the roots of monocot plants are fibrous. Fibrous means, suppose this is the root, there will be many small roots starting from the stem. And taproot means if this is the root, there will be one large root, then small hair like structures will come out from the main branch. That root is known as taproot, and here the root is fibrous root. This type of root is seen in case of grass, and this type of root you can see in case of carrot. And this is the leaf of peepal tree, and this is banana leaf. So cotyledon, in case of monocot, one cotyledon, less food. Dicot, two cotyledons, so more food. Leaf pattern, that is venation or veins, are in case of monocot, no complexities, simple, that is simple parallel venation. In case of dicot, there are two cotyledons, so it is complex, it is having complex venation or network like venation. The name of that venation is reticulate venation. Done. Now the root. How will you remember? You will think, okay, veins are simple, so root will be simple. No, here the opposite thing will happen. Okay, the root will be fibrous, and whereas the root over here will be simple, that is, it will have simple tap root. Okay. I hope you please do take a screenshot of this slide because it is very important. Now, what is germination? You know that from a seed, a baby plant is formed, right? So this process by which a seed forms a baby plant is nothing but known as germination. Just see, a seed, slowly a white color part comes out, which ultimately forms the root. This is what? Radicle. If they ask you which part of the plant comes out first, the radicle emerges first, then the plumule. See, radicle is coming down and forming the root system, whereas it is being merging out. The upper part is merging out of the soil and ultimately is forming leaves. These are the stored food known as cotyledon. It provides nutrition to the plant until the plant is capable of doing photosynthesis. And what is photosynthesis? Photosynthesis is the process by which green plants make their own food. So let us read. When a seed gets all the favorable conditions, and what are those favorable conditions? Again, just repeat with me. Right amount of air, water, soil, minerals, sunlight, and warmth. If all these conditions are fulfilled, what will happen? A seed will turn into a seedling. That is nothing but the baby plant. And this process is known as germination. This process is known as germination. The process by which a seed develops into a new plant or a baby plant, and that baby plant's another name is seedling or baby plant, that is known as germination. Okay. I hope you are understanding these concepts clear and well. See, this is a 3D structure of how germination is happening. See, this is a seed. From seed, slowly First, what is emerging? Radicle. The spelling is Radicle. Okay. Then the radicle is forming what? Root. Okay. And ultimately, it is growing into a new plant. That is the baby plant. Right? So this is the 3D model of the process of germination. Now what is sprout? Suppose you take some gram seeds. Okay, how do a gram seed looks like? A gram seed looks like this. Okay, a gram seed looks dry and roughy before it is being kept in water. Okay, I am keeping this in water. Okay, for one night. For night. In the morning, what do I see? The gram has swollen. Okay, another example, best is, you know what is kishmish? This is kishmish. Okay, if you keep it in water, in the morning you will see it will get swollen up. Okay, why do these seeds get swollen up when kept in water? Because water molecules enter into the seed via the seed coat. So this seed coat is semi-permeable, that allows water to move inside the seed. Now see, different types of seeds swell up due to the water intakes. Seeds swell up when we soak them in water because water enters the seed and makes them swell up. Okay. See, the kishmish was roughy and filled with wrinkles before it was kept in water. After one night, what happened? Water entered inside the kishmish and it turned into a smoothie layer and into a swollen, fruitful, watery, filled with watery kishmish. Once you eat the dry kishmish and once you eat the kishmish soaked in water, you will clearly understand the difference. When you will eat the kishmish dipped in water for a long time, it will taste more better than the dry kishmish. Okay, see that this is how water is entering. Okay, now what is happening? After the water has entered, what we will do? We will take a cloth, cotton cloth, wet cotton cloth. Wet means dipped in water. Okay, and in this cloth, we will keep all the gram seeds or any other seeds. And where we will keep it? We will keep it in presence of light plus air. If we do this in the morning, by the evening or night time, you will see that roots are coming out from this seeds. See, roots are coming out from these seeds. So after that, what we will do? We will eat this stage for nutritional purposes. We will consume this. So, the developing or germinating seed is known as sprout. Okay, we are not letting this plant to ultimately grow into a bigger plant or tree. What we are doing, when the roots are coming out and the cotyledons are active, full of nutrients, we are taking this or consuming this. So that is nothing but sprout. What is sprout? A sprout is a small growth of plant or a little new bud. Or you can simply write that germinating seeds are nothing but sprout. Germinating seeds are nothing but sprout. Then what is the difference between sprout and germination, ma'am? Germination is the complete process by which a plant is developed from a seed to a baby plant, right? But in case of sprout, the growth is being stopped when the roots are coming out and we are consuming it for our health purpose. We are consuming the cotyledons along with the root because it is at that time full of nutrients which is necessary for the plant to develop. Often sportsmen, those who are concerned about health, do eat this kind of seeds every morning for their making their health better. It is full of fibers, it is full of nutrients, so it is very good for our health. So here the process of germination is not complete. In sprout, the process is incomplete. But in germination, the transformation of seed to seedling is complete. I hope you have understood the difference between sprouting and germination or germinating. Understood? Clear? If you are not, then please go back, watch the video again. Okay. Now an interesting fact. Just now you have learned that new plants are formed from seeds. So seeds are the part of plant which forms new plant. But do you know that apart from seeds, there are also other parts of the plant that can reproduce and produce new seeds? Isn't it amazing? See, this is the magic of science and the magic of our mother nature. They have always kept different kinds of options. Even if the seeds are not present, how will the plants reproduce? They can reproduce with the help of their stem, root, even leaves, and this process is known as vegetative propagation. Now let's read. Not all flowering plants depend on their seeds to reproduce new plants. Just now I have told you. Then what do? Sometimes new plants can grow from stems, roots, or even leaves of the parent plant, and this process is known as vegetative propagation. This process is known as vegetative propagation, and when the plants are produced from seeds, this process is known as plant reproduction. And apart from seeds, when the plants are produced from stems, roots or leaves, that process is known as nothing but vegetative propagation. Vegetative propagation, stem, root, leaves. From seeds, that is nothing but plant reproduction. Understood the difference between the two terminologies? I hope you have. Now first let us see from the stem. How do we grow plants from stem? Okay. Suppose, firstly, consider this is a plant. Okay. I have cut it from this part. Okay. So how will it look like? It will look like this. Okay. Now what I will do? I will just dig it in the right amount of soil. And what will I do? I will provide it sun, air, water, manure. What is manure? I will come to that in the later part. For now, you remember sun, air, water, manure. What will happen? We have to do this regularly every day. Okay? After some days, you will see that roots are appearing in the plant. Okay? This is the root. Roots are appearing in the plant. And the plant is forming new leaves with the developing days. This is how from stem a new plant is being formed. Okay, the best example is rose, hibiscus, money plant. Even money plant is produced from stems. Okay, now let us read. I'm just clearing this out. Some plants can grow from their stems instead of seed. This type of plant reproduction is known as vegetative propagation. This I have already discussed with you. Now, the stems of rose, hibiscus and money plants are used to grow new plants. Understood? I hope you have. Now, underground stem. What is underground stem? If a part of the stem is deep inside the soil, okay, this is not water, this is soil. This is stem. Okay, this type of, and this is the root. Okay, I'm doing it in a different color so that you understand. This is the stem. Okay, and this is the root. So a part of the stem is below the, a part of the stem is below the, a part of the stem is below the soil, that is known as underground stem. And what type of vegetables are underground? Potato, ginger, even onions, they are the example of underground stem. Suppose this is a potato. You will find it contains sometimes greenish, not like this. Let me clear this first. Okay. Now let me draw. Suppose this is a potato. Okay. Yellow color. Now you will find sometimes you can see this at your home, that small greenish bird is being formed in the potato. Now what you will do? You will cut one part. Okay, you are cutting this part, and what you will do? You will put that part in the soil. Sorry. You will put that part in the soil, and suppose this is the soil. Okay. After some days, what will happen? From this bird, a new potato plant will grow. After some days, from this part, a new potato plant will grow. So, you see, this green color part, which is not although visible, but I am done this for you. It looks like this only. These are known as axillary buds or eyes. Okay, if the question comes, which which vegetable contains eyes and grows into new plant, the answer will be potato ginger. Just see, this is the underground stem which contains the ginger. Okay, so question may come as like this, that which part of the plant can grow from, which kind of plants can grow from underground stem. The answer will be potatoes, gingers and onions. See, even it is written here, potatoes and gingers have eyes on them. If we cut a piece of potato having an eye on it and put this into a soil, a new plant will grow out of this piece. Just I have explained you this process just now. Understood? Understood how from stems the a new plant is formed. Understood how from underground stem a new plant is formed. Now let us go to roots and leaves. So from roots, see, this is carrot, this is radish, this is beetroot. What you will do, see, this is having a green part, you have to just cut this part. Okay, it will look like this. If you cut this part, it will look like this. What you will do, you will dip this inside the soil. This is soil. And after some days, what will happen? From here, a new radish or turnip or beet or carrot tree will be formed. See, some roots like those of sweet potato, dahlia, carrot, radish can give rise to new plant. If we cut the which portion? Top portion. In case of root, underground stem, what did we cut? We cut the eye or capillary bud portion. But here we are cutting the upper part of the root. Okay, and plant it in the ground. A new plant will grow from it. Okay, I have made these things very clear to you. Last topic of this day is plant from leaves. See, small, little plants are being formed on the margin of the leaves. See, on the margin of the leaves, small buds are being formed. Okay, this plant is known as bryophyllum. What happens when this bud fell off the leaves or leaf and fall in the underground soil? Okay, and fall in the underground soil. Suppose it falls on the underground soil as this. After some days, what happened? After some days, a new plant is being formed from this bud. Okay, this type of formation of new plant from leaf is also known as vegetative propagation. An example of which leaf shows this? Bryophyllum. Okay, now let's read. Sometimes new plants can grow from leaves. Bryophyllum is the common example of a plant which produces new plants from its leaf. Tiny birds grow in the margin of the parent leaf. This I have already told you. After some time, they fall off on the ground and grow into new plants. Each bird can give rise to a new baby plant, but not all birds grow into plants. Again, why? Because they has to fulfill the necessary condition. If this bird gets all the necessary conditions, if this bird gets all the necessary condition, it will grow into a new plant. Okay, I hope you have understood these things very clearly. Okay, so from on next day, we will continue from the next chapter or next thing, that is seed dispersal. Today, up to this only, from next day we will move on to seed dispersal. Okay, till then, please do study well, understand and make clear your concept through the video, and keep learning, keep growing. Bye bye. Take care.